Welcome to Litbit channel. Today we will see the poem Bring to Me Bondage by Mina Assadi. Let's see about the poet Mina Assadi. She was born in 1943 in Iran. About his career, she is a Iran poet, a writer and a translator. Then her notable works are her poetry collection including Flowers for the Gun and The Distant Presence. About her style of writing, free verse, introspective, philosophical, and feminist themes, often exploring individuality, freedom, and spirituality. She is dead on 1998. Let's see the poem in detail. I do not think of prayer mat, but I do think of 100 roads which pass through 100 gardens full of silk tassel trees. It means the speaker suggests they do not dwell on traditional forms of spirituality or ritual, but rather find spiritual or contemplative meaning in the natural world. The 100 roads through 100 gardens could signify many life paths or experience, each leading to the different form of beauty and wonders. Next point, I know the Qibla, it has its place where happiness is. Here, Qibla, the direction Muslims face during prayer, traditional towards Mecca, it symbolizes a point of focus or purpose for the speakers. However, it isn't a physical direction but rather an internal one, the place where happiness is. This line suggests an individualized spirituality focused on personal joy and contentment. Next line, and I say daily prayer on the Silk Road with the music of sparrow. In this line, the speaker's forms of prayer is informal and spontaneous, expressed in the act of traveling. Silky roads, it means historically trade routes symbolizing exploration and connection. While listening to the sparrows, this conveys a sense of freedoms and communion with nature, where the sounds of birds become a part of the spiritual experience. Next one, I do not know what affection means or what can be the difference between one land and the other. The speaker experiences detachment from a concept like affections and difference between place, implying they see the world in the unified, boundaryless way. They may find attachment unnecessary or limiting, views all place and people as fundamentally interconnected. Next line, aloneness is what I call happiness and desert is what I call home. In this line, rather than saying solitude as lonely or negative, the speaker finds aloneness to be sources of happiness and they view their vast, empty desert as a home. This could comfort with simplicity, isolations, or inner peace found outside of social bonds. See the next line. And whatever makes me sad, I call love that separates the fish from water is a murderer. In this line, love, which conventionally brings joy, here brings sadness, perhaps due to the inevitable loss or separation involved in attachment. The metaphor of the fish separated from water as a form of murder implies that separating something from its essential elements is a grievous act. This line, to me, a 5 pound note means wealth. In this line, the speaker has a minimalistic views on wealth, seeing even a small amount of money as significant. This suggesting containment with less or a rejection of excessive materialism. Next line, I describe anyone who picks a flower as a blind and in my eyes a net. The speaker sees picking a flower, removing it from its natural environment as a form of blindness, perhaps a lack of appreciation for the flower's life or beauty as it exists naturally. A net might symbolize the desire to capture or confine nature, which the speaker rejects. Next line, and in my eyes a net that separates the fish from water is a murderer. Here the speaker extends the metaphor, a net which physically separates the fish from their natural habitat is seen as murderer. This implies that disturbing the nature order or impersonating in living beings is morally wrong. Overall, the lines highlights the contrast between material possession and deeper connection to nature. They invite reflections on value, perceptions, and our impact on the world. Next line, I look at the sea with envy and see to myself how small you are. The speaker envies the seas, perhaps for its freedom and vastness, but also recognizes that even the sea is small compared to something greater like the ocean, perhaps the boundless potentials of the mind or spirit. Next line. Perhaps the sea also feels the same when it joins the ocean. This line images that even the sea, with all its vastness, feel a desire to join something larger, the ocean, highlighting a themes of merging with something greater to feel complete. I do not know what is night, but day is what I understand well. The speaker seems to feel more familiar with or grounded in the clarity and visibility of day rather than the mystery of darkness of night, possibly symbolizing clarity, knowledge, and enlightenment or ambiguity. A flower bush is a village and a short walk in the garden of memories, freedom, and any meaningless smile joy. Here the speaker finds community and freedom in simple things. A flower bush or a short walk evoke feelings of village and freedoms. Even a meaningless smile brings joy, indicating they find beauty and value in small, seemingly insignificant gesture. Line, to me, anybody who has a cage in his possession is a killer. The speaker criticized the act of possessing a cage, implying that those who restrict or confine others act as jailer. This line reinforces the themes of valuing freedom or over restriction. Next line, and I see any thought that may remain useless in my mind as a wall. The speaker views unproductive or useless thoughts as obstacles in their mind, suggesting a desire for clarity and purposeful thinking. To me, a ring is bondage. The ring, traditionally a symbol of a commitment or love, is seen as bondage by the speaker. This could reflect a negative view of attachment or any commitment that they lead to a loss of freedom. Next one, I do not think of prayer mats, but I do think of 100 roads which pass through 100 gardens full of silk tassel trees. Repeating the first lines, this ending reinforces the spirituality found in diverse experience and natural beauty over traditional religious rituals. Overall, the poem reinterpretations traditional symbols, love, wealth, freedom, spirituality through a deeply personal lens. It portrays a worldview that prizes solitude, simplicity, freedom, and inner peace over societal norms and attachment. The speakers value nature, individuality, and clarity while expressing skepticism of materialism, attachment, and confinement. Thank you, viewers. Thanks for watching this video.